I disagree. We were just talking about how we didn't have any energy.
The energy spiked back up because I was just thinking about The Crow.
I'm ready.
Movie of 1994.
This is so weird.
What the fuck were you guys doing with that anti-Oscar shit back then? Just because he died, he can't get an Oscar because he's dead? Brandon Lee had the best performance in 1994.
Jesus. So
These are lies.
we were actually we thought we were doing the podcast for 15 minutes, but we weren't actually recording. So let's see. Well, let's just see how this goes.
God, that sounds awful. That doesn't make me want to start this because you made that so weird.
Yeah, dude, we had the energy going. We had the total.
Sorry. Yeah, I agree.
All right, Steve.
So let's just see where this goes.
Oh wait, yeah, I forgot.
My name is Steve.
We have a guest. We timed
it the last time way better to announce the guest.
Always fuck this up. We had it last time, I swear to God, but we didn't hit record. All right.
The one time we get it right.
Let's recenter. Shut up, Steve. Steve.
We
I'm
all
trying to introduce you. Don't call us
in the
pussies.
past. I just said my name is Steve.
No, he's right. He's saying some good words.
We have a guest today.
Words I need to hear.
Mr. You Don't Live in the Past, Stephen Crow.
Stephen Crow.
Stephen
Carlton.
There we go.
Isn't that an actual person?
Stephen Crow?
No.
Stephen.
think so.
Stephen Fry.
There's Sheryl Crow.
Oh, there's Sheryl Crow. Russell Crowe.
There's Russell Crowe.
But Stephen Fry.
Oh, that's yeah.
Stephen Fry.
We have Stephen Fry on the pod tonight. I'm very excited.
Okay, I don't know who that is.
I don't know either. All right, Stephen. I think you were in the middle of a structural critique last time. We
No. We can't just hop into it. What the fuck are you doing? You're being more stupid than this guy.
Said? Just pick up off the last word you said and keep going from earlier. You were in the middle of a
I think there should be at least an introduction of what the fucking movie is, Tony.
We said the Crow a bunch of times.
No, we didn't. We just cawed and we talked about Stephen Crow, Sheryl Crow, and Russell Crowe. We didn't say the fucking movie, Steve.
Stephen Fry.
Well, if you detectives haven't
Sheryl
figured
Crow,
it out,
Russell
we're
Crowe,
watching the
the
fucking
Crow.
Crow, okay?
The Crow,
also be in the title. People
1994.
know before.
Brandon Lee.
I mentioned Brandon Lee.
Brandon Lee died.
Josh, tell us what.
Tragically.
Tell us what movie.
During the filming of this movie.
I'm pissed. Brendan Lee died tragically.
Sounds like he promised you he would die tragically filming this movie. You feel betrayed.
But yeah, overall. No, not overall. Tony really liked this. Greg,
I loved the movie.
Tony really liked this. I thought it was solid. I thought it was fun.
And Steve?
That was good. It was fun.
It was fun.
It's fun. I wouldn't watch it like by myself.
No.
Definitely. No, I could not. I don't want to really ever see it again. But
I think I could watch it again.
I would watch it
I would
again.
sooner watch Step Up.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what? We'll start with what did you think was the best part of this movie?
Let's go around.
What made you really like this, Tony?
Okay, it definitely, pretty vague here, but like the whole vibe of this movie, like I said earlier.
all of it.
No, I'm going to get more specific. There was so much devil in this movie. Like, there wasn't Satan himself, but you could feel the devil in every pixel of your
No,
TV
I kind of
screen.
get it. It was
The
on like
devil
both
soaks
sides.
in.
It was
Making
on
the
both
listeners very
sides.
uncomfortable.
There was no good. There was just two devil sides, and it was a very devilly story, and that was my favorite part.
Fair enough.
Very
fair enough.
rich
The
in the
vibe
devil
was
aspects.
rich. The evil vibe was rich.
The music was melty, man.
This was the 1990s.
This was the 1990s.
That's how it opened.
We're talking about how, you know...
We're talking about The Crow.
How the soundtrack in this is fucking banging.
That's the music in the final fight. You know how ballsy of a decision that is?
It's very ballsy.
The music was definitely a mix of it was Rob Zombie-esque and it was pre-2000s techno. So like there were just like hints of it, but it was masked behind things that you would probably hear in the Rob Zombie song.
Little Marilyn
Zombie.
Manson.
Yeah, it was like 90s like grunge alternative-ish. Yeah.
Like dirt
Very goth.
Yeah, part was grunge, but then like I don't know how to describe that last song aside from like Rob Zombie.
That one was
what is Rob Zombie characterized as?
He's like I don't even know, corny ass metal.
Oh,
thank you.
That was nice. That was nice.
Woo!
Like if you asked Rob Zombie, he would probably say like monster punk. I would say some shit like that. I'll bet it's got like a name like that.
Ugh.
I think it's
Fantasy
just
rock.
I don't know, it's just the metal at that time. I don't know, I guess glam metal or fucking
I think of Poison. I think of Duran Duran.
Yeah, that's more accurate.
It's like Halloween metal.
Yeah, okay, maybe that.
So, like,
Rockin',
corny
and
as
it was
Halloween.
bitchin'. The songs were bitchin'.
I like that they were all they were fit to a vision.
They
I like
fit
that.
to the 90s and they fit to
Absolutely
this
fit to the time.
year.
Yeah.
They fit to
completely.
that crow vision that
They're
was
all
also
consistent.
implemented throughout the
Yes. Very
You could
wonderfully
see through a
implemented.
crow's eye.
And
They
that
did
was
like
really
that,
cool.
like-
Okay, yeah, my favorite part of this movie was absolutely the visuals and where the director took like this
fucking
story.
killed
They fucking
that.
killed
They
it. That was the
fucking
most interesting
killed
part about
that.
this. That the vibe was just so strong, and that they just had all these cool ass shots with all these red lights and all this blood and murder and all this shit, and it was just perfect for the dark story that they had going underneath it.
I loved the sets. I loved the
sets
look
were
of the
banging,
city.
yeah.
I love that. I miss that in movies, where they just it was just very stylized.
Where they just make it for the movie instead of going to fucking, I don't know, Hollywood or something and
going
finding
to
a place.
Yeah, going to Hollywood.
I
I love
bet,
filming these movies in Hollywood. That's what ticks me off.
So like not
Fuck
every
you, Hollywood. Sorry, Steve. Keep going.
one thing we talked
Hollywood.
about. One thing we talked about in the first attempt to record this was the
Stop bringing it
main
up.
villain, and so like as much as he was a little like weenus, like we
What do you
do
mean?
remember
That's a good
him.
way.
We remember Tintin. We remember the name
Because we just
Skank.
watched it.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Wait, you're saying this like it's their funeral 18 years
Yeah.
later. As a generation.
I remember Tintin.
They
You're
left a
reading this-
footprint
I
in this
remember
generation.
Skank. I remember Skank.
I remember Fun Boy.
But like I'm saying, when
Top dollar?
when
Top dollar?
when you finished the Solo movie, could you tell me any of the names of the villains? Like you could probably ask someone that in the middle of the movie, and I bet they wouldn't know.
Wait, what do you mean? What are you saying?
I'm saying you
Say
just don't.
Solo's characters were
Yeah, a lot of
Wait,
the
we're
side
talking about
characters-
Solo?
They're very forgettable.
I'm talking
is
about
the word I was
Solo and a
looking for.
few like.
I
very
haven't seen
prominent-
Solo.
Okay,
Yeah.
I haven't
that's
seen it
fine.
either, but I get what he's
I
saying.
can only
seen it?
I can only remember Han and Chewie.
Yeah,
And then I remember the girl's name because it was spelled funny. It was Kira, but it was spelled with a Q-I-R-A. And I like
Kira?
calling her Queera. So I remember that one.
No.
But yeah,
That's easily the dumbest thing you've ever said.
Han's true love, Queera.
Okay.
Queera.
Back to the point Steve was fucking making.
all I was
Lyra?
saying is like, every character
It
had
had-
a story
It had
and
a
like
goofish
Yeah.
charm.
yeah, and
Yes.
there was a certain like theme among it, so like it wasn't hard to like forget who was who. It did a good job of like not confusing me with like who was who. Like though the things like it was a little bit jumpy at points, it's like I always knew who the bad guys were, who the good guys were. Sometimes even in like a well-written show like Daredevil, they like spring up on like he starts interrogating a dude and you're like, I barely fucking remember him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know why
Yeah,
that is?
yeah.
You know why I think the movie was able to do that? It's because, like, the whole story kind of revolves around, like, this premise of him trying to kill these killers. And so they were able to just focus on those guys and flesh them out a little bit.
Yeah.
Because,
they
like, the
got more
plot,
light
there's
because,
nowhere,
yeah.
the plot can go nowhere else. Because all he has to do is go and kill them.
Good point.
So they had a lot of time to just flesh them out, and it worked. And if all they stuck to was like fleshing out the main character more, and just like these other characters,
it feels
the
stale.
movie would have been fucking great. The movie would have been.
I also
Oh,
think
really?
it was kind of cool that they did. Actually, now that I'm thinking, I think the entire like the main villain was a poor choice.
Exactly.
But I
don't like the
I
main
think
villain.
what was kind of cool though is that this is like really the only movie where like 90% of the movie is the hero dedicated, like his like sole purpose is killing the main villain's henchmen. You know?
Yeah, that's a good.
There's
the main villain didn't really become a target.
But the thing is, the
main villain, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I think, yeah.
But the main villain was just so out of place.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, as a whole, I think the movie would have been better if he wasn't in there because, he
exactly.
kind of ruined the message.
If they just focused on the henchmen, just focused on Brandon Lee and, I don't know, the little girl, I guess, it would have worked. Everything would have come full circle from the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie, and it would have been great. It would have been great, but it's just this added villain that just didn't need to be there.
And he just looked so stupid.
And he looked
so
stupid. He unintimidating.
I think it's not the fault, because, like, the way the Crow is created, he needs something to, like... It's like the way they wrote the hero, it's like they needed the villain. But I think they could have, like,
that's true.
Alternated his, like... I don't know. Like, whatever brings him to being, so that, like, they could focus just more on the character rather than, like... this goofy ass plot.
Well, I don't mind them focusing on like the four main villain, the four henchmen.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Like the villain above that was.
Good point.
Uh-huh.
What,
because like that was his entire motivation, is to kill these guys.
Yeah, because
so
if it's just on the protagonist and then these four guys like a little bit, it's like mostly just the like developing the main character.
Yeah,
I think that would have been good.
Did you guys like? I don't know.
Like, Steve, what was your favorite part of this? movie?
Yeah, we never.
I think the character part, what I said, like how I liked how the characters were like remotely memorable. That and like if like this whole thing, just picturing back to like there weren't that many different sets and like different scenes. Like
they did recycle.
This could play as like a play.
Oh.
You ever think about that? Because it's just like
it's
like a dark tragedy.
This would be a very good.
This
play.
is a dark tragedy.
The
would be a good play.
The music.
This sounds like an Always Sunny episode. The band does The Crow. But like it does, because like it's all really it's practical sets, and like it was never lost on me, except for the fires in the beginning. That like it was really dated in terms of graphics.
But that's kind of like an establishing shot. You can get that with
but
like
the
a
crows
good set,
always
good
came out clutch. Like that was really nice.
Dude, if you trained a crow to do that live on Broadway, holy
that's
shit.
fucking nuts.
That's not fucking happening.
That would make
the
top
Crow
dollar.
musical would be awesome.
Musical? I didn't know it was gonna be a
he
musical.
plays a guitar.
Ooh, it's gotta be.
Guitar.
It's
All the
gotta
music
be.
in it, it's so music heavy. It's gotta be
So, like,
musical.
yeah, it's gotta
I think
be
a fun way
musical.
to turn something like that
Written
that's not
by
a
Rob
musical.
Zombie.
There's perfect like scenes, like all the times that he's like sitting atop the tower.
Yeah.
Like the whole stage could go black and appear just like him on the tower,
yeah.
just strumming his guitar. He has a short little song lamenting about his chapter in the story.
The story through that.
That'd be so fun. I'd pay to see that.
When you said dark tragedy, I'm like, I can see that
so
perfectly.
Shakespearean.
It's
man.
very okay. It's not that. Okay, it's not that. The Crow isn't that.
Pure
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. It is pure Shakespeare.
It is pure Shakespeare, and give me a can of beer. This is the kind of stuff I like to watch.
All the time, dude. That was good.
Yeah, that was not bad at all.
Thanks, guys.
That was beautiful. I couldn't have said it better myself, man. That's how I describe this movie. Fuck yes.
Okay, we said. Did you say your best part?
Just the sets. I liked all the sets and everything.
Okay, let's get to worst parts. Tony?
Ooh, okay. I think it's just got to be like obvious. Some of the pieces of dialogue were not that great.
Terrible.
It
I thought
took
you
you
were
out.
invincible. I was. And now I'm not. Okay.
It took you out of the movie completely.
Yeah. There was
The
just
movie would
weird
flow,
little
the vibe
pieces.
would flow, everything would flow, and then they would say some dumb shit, and you would be like, what?
But it wasn't that common. Like, it was common enough to
Yeah,
be
no.
brought up and to be an issue, but it wasn't, like, as common as a lot of cringy movies are.
Agreed.
I was expecting worse. I 100%
Yes.
agree.
way worse.
Yeah.
I was expecting way worse.
This wasn't as I also the dialogue would probably be my worst, but the freeze frames and some of the slow motion was just too much.
That slow motion shit totally showed
was
his
like,
age.
oh.
And the
No
still
one does
frame
slow
cuts.
motion
Oh
anymore,
god.
The freeze framing was my least favorite because it made you
takes you
think
out
the
of it.
movie was about to end, and then it goes. It's just very
is weird.
pointless.
It's
You
so
so
silly.
did not need
It looks like it's like playing on DVD and it's skipping or something.
Yeah, it's terrible. Really.
Hated that.
I don't know, I can excuse some some of those bad shots.
But yeah,
just
again, there was
'cause-
only like I think 3 of those total in the movie.
because there's so many good just directing shots. So I can't knock
Yeah,
on
and
too
like
much for
even
that.
the way they do the flashbacks is really cool. Where like
Yeah,
he's in,
no,
like,
that's
a
fucking
space, or if
great.
he's touching an item related to his fiance.
Yeah.
That he'll flash and get a memory. That's pretty cool.
The editing
That's
is
like some Harry
the
Potter
editing is
shit.
really good in that. Like I don't know, it's just really it like hops around a lot and it's very
But
like
it still
sporadic.
keeps that devil vibe.
Yeah,
no
and
matter
it's
what
and it's
world
got
they're
these
in.
cool it's got this cool like lighting or filter or something over it
Whatever
too,
the
and it just
fuck that is.
and that with like the echoing voices, it just creates just such a strong like dark vibe to it.
I liked Ernie Hudson's character a lot. I think he was my
He was
favorite.
great.
Oh yeah, the cop. Yeah, he was cool.
He's the one I liked the most.
He was the only like lighthearted character.
Yeah,
He was
Like,
the only
Jesus.
non-devil.
Yeah, he was kind of he didn't fit with the vibe, but at the same time
He
He was
did.
like a
worked.
beacon of light.
He didn't
yeah.
did.
fit with the vibe.
But he
and
wasn't a
admit-
beacon of light that was like overpowering, you know.
Yeah.
He was like
Yeah.
a soft glow.
Mm-hmm.
But
good
admittedly,
way to put it.
he was another kind of weak, a little bit weak character.
No, I liked him. I
There-
liked him.
I mean, he didn't have much depth, but I thought
He just wasn't watertight. Like, I also just think there was stuff that like they just didn't need to like the whole divorced wife.
oh yeah,
but
no,
that
I
was so
agree.
small. That was so. That was like a brief.
was like a
All I'm
throwaway
saying- All
line.
I'm saying is just like it's just like small stuff like that.
I don't know. I kind of get it
builds
because
to a movie. You
I
know?
kind of get it because it's like they're trying to make you care about the character. Because it's like you can't care about a character unless you have some like background or just knowing a little bit more about them. And the wife thing was for like 10 seconds, so I'm like, okay, it just adds a little
How
bit more
shitty
to
would
the
it have been
character.
if, like, at the end of the movie, he gets back with his wife? Like, there's a shot of them getting back together. Oh, it'd be so fucking
And I don't
great.
know, he just had this like energy and like this
I liked
happiness
him.
to him,
You know, he was
and
good-
like he fit his role.
Yeah, I
He
didn't
was
realize,
he was just a
yeah.
supporting character.
I mean, in
and he fit his
Ghostbusters,
role.
he's like, but he's actually a really good actor.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew. Yeah, he was good.
So I guess that just comes to my just least favorite part is my favorite thing about the movie was like the memorable characters and how each of them really stood out.
Uh-huh.
But my least favorite part is like some of them just weren't necessary,
Okay.
or like at least plot points about them weren't necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. About
Fair.
it.
That's fair.
I guess I mean like
Yeah.
even just the Crow himself, he was in a band, and like
you never
I
saw his
liked that.
band.
Nope.
Yeah.
He's
It
interesting.
kept showing that one photo of him.
Yeah,
in
and
the
him
car
playing
with
the
ba-
guitar.
I was very
Yeah.
surprised. I was like, wouldn't they?
They
have...
could have explored that. I don't know. Made that
They
more
could
of
have
his
explored that.
character.
Yeah, I was just like,
It was cool.
wouldn't they have been like, hey, where? Yeah, I feel like they would have been more active in his life. But
Uh-huh.
they never explain where they went, or I thought that was a
And they
little
made
odd.
Maybe
it
they were, like, just
dramatic.
starting up when he got murdered.
Yeah, maybe there was a
Maybe.
deleted scene. I feel like there's a good chance there was a deleted
I'll
scene.
bet there's a lot of deleted
Yeah.
with
scenes.
like the band.
I don't know, they just kept going back to it.
Release the band cut.
Yeah, release the version Brendan wanted. Or Brandon.
Hashtag release the band cut. I've had enough of this shit. Did you guys like Brandon Lee's performance?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I thought it, like, from the
Overall, he was
trailer-
good.
Yeah, the trailer showed like the worst,
The
worst
worst
of his
pieces,
acting.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I thought overall.
I thought it was gonna be
Yeah, I
corny as
kind
hell,
of
but
like
he did
his
great.
delivery, his line. I thought he was pretty good actually. Yeah, it didn't come off as corny as I thought it would. Like obviously it is. He's a dude in like a white face paint with like a black smile on his face.
Mm-hmm.
But like I think his acting, like for the position he was put in, I think
Pretty
he did
good
pretty
acting.
well. Yeah.
Pretty
I
good.
think the only parts where he failed is when he got shitty dialogue, honestly.
Yep.
Like, the more I
just
think about it, the
dialogue
only parts
wasn't
where
always-
he was really shit was when he got the
Yeah.
really bad bits of dialogue.
Yeah, you're right. Because like I guess that's really only like the time. Yeah, I noticed like his acting was
So
bad.
it's like the overall, when I just look at what he's done, like he fits for this movie completely. He fits for that character perfectly, and he did a great
I don't
job.
know if I liked his voice though. It just seemed very like.
See, I was
not
unsure
fitting.
That's
about
the
it in the
thing.
beginning, but he kind of won me over.
Yeah,
with it by the
same.
end.
I thought
Yeah,
he was
he
gonna
added to the
go down like
creepiness.
one of two roads. I thought it was going to be like all super super tough bad guy, or like introspective, like kind of chaotic good sort of person. Like
And he was kind of
Almost
somewhere in
like-
the middle.
it was
kind
kind of somewhere in the middle. and
Yeah,
that's what
both
kind
of
of threw
them.
me off because I liked
Yeah.
I liked when he was just straightforward and badass.
Yeah.
But then all the parts when he's like very like honest and like clever or like witty, like I like that side too. But
Yeah.
like they both can't be the same person.
Yeah, it's weird. It's
Unless
weird.
Yeah, 'cause in the
unless they
beginning, he's-
explored
yeah, dude.
his like psyche in more detail about how he's like he feels like confident and like that overpowers and like shows in like the way he talks to villains and stuff, but he's also fucking destroyed.
Yeah,
But like they
yeah.
didn't really explore both of those worlds.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
were
you're right,
explored
didn't flesh it out
separately.
enough.
Uh-huh.
So I think
Get rid of that main villain. You have time to do
Then
that.
you have plenty of time. They had all the time in the world.
Oh,
They just
yeah.
decide to fit in some stupid, boring character.
I agree.
His
yeah,
hair was so bad.
like, do
Yeah,
you think?
no, that's all I can notice every time he showed up.
such
It's
a
that
weird,
and his
bad
outfit.
wig.
This dude had some of the worst outfits for
Yeah,
a villain I've
and
ever
the crow
seen.
walks in. He's like, a nice outfit. Like, look at this weirdo, fellas.
And in
like,
that
motherfucker, you look like a steampunk pirate with a samurai sword on your back. You're not, with the worst wig ever. You're not one to judge, okay? The crow looks cool.
No, the crow did look cool. I like the makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get all the electric tape, but I like the all black.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird that there was electric tape on his
He
hands.
looks pretty dope.
And it was on his body too, just wrapped all around
I'm
him.
also curious about the comic. I wonder what that's like.
Wait, that is a comic?
It is, the crows are based, it's
DC,
based,
right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
well, I think it's based on like a graphic novel, like one
A one-shot thing?
yeah, like one
I
thing.
would like to read.
I would like
one-
to read that because I feel like
I'm
it
very
would fit in a
curious.
graphic novel.
I have
kind
a
of,
feeling
like,
it's
format.
probably better.
And
All those shots
they
of,
probably
like,
fleshed the characters
Yeah,
out in
yeah.
that, you
that's
know?
probably exactly
absolutely.
what they did.
I wonder how different it is.
Mm-hmm.
I
Because
feel
I'm
like
just picturing a few of those shots where like it would like pan up and he has like the speed, like the amplifier hanging,
Uh-huh.
or, like the cred, and then he's like playing the guitar. I can totally see that as like a cartoonishly.
Yeah,
done.
there definitely
Honestly-
were a lot of shots that like.
And
looked
when
like
in the
came
beginning
straight
when
off
he
the
was
page.
in that like tower and it like pans back
Yeah,
and like the
right.
lightning hits and that's the only time you'd see his face.
honestly, I could see that whole band guitar thing not being in the comic at all. I feel I don't know,
Possibly.
that just feels like a very like added to the movie to make it like
Yeah, it seems a little
Relevant.
phoned in,
And maybe
you know?
and maybe to
Yeah.
fit the bill.
yeah,
It seems phoned
I mean,
in.
who knows, but I don't know, I just have a feeling like that all the band stuff was for the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but I could also see that like the band was like way more developed in the
Yeah,
comic.
that's
Yeah,
true. I
yeah,
could
yeah,
also
yeah.
see
It
that.
would've, like made more sense.
Uh-huh.
If it was in
Yeah.
the comic.
Oh, him in the band. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious
Yeah,
if
if like
the,
they like talked about the band more in the comics, so then it made
Absolutely.
sense that there was a band in the first place.
Absolutely.
I'm curious what the artwork is like. I want.
It's probably sexy.
It
I'll
probably
bet
is
it's
pretty
very
cool.
monochromatic. Like it portrays itself, you know.
Uh-huh, yeah. Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I mean they had a good color scheme. Whenever you saw color, you knew shit was real.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I like that a
I
lot.
loved how that looked.
Yeah, that's
All
when
the
you knew
memories
like
were
shit
so
was getting
colorful.
intense, yeah.
And this was very similar. I know you guys haven't seen it, but it's very like this movie would not have happened without the Michael Keaton Batman movie because like it's very
Really?
the sets are so similar,
Oh, really?
and especially the last fight in the church is like the Batman movie. It's like a fight at the church, and the church looked almost exactly the same.
No, okay.
Or like
That's
just
interesting.
the exterior
Uh-huh.
and like the stairs and it. I was like, it was very similar, but it's a good style, so
Yeah.
I'm not complaining.
What'd you guys think of the kid?
She's fine.
She was fine. She was just
Yeah.
there.
Terrible haircut.
Yeah, that was a weird haircut.
Ooh, that was bad.
I try to think of like how. So here's a question: like
Mhm.
the whole point of like good characters, like when they have arcs, like
Not necessarily.
You can be a supporting character. I think supporting characters don't necessarily have to have an arc. But
I guess
if they
I'm honing in on
really help the protagonist or the main characters, they can be really valuable and really
You talking
necessary
about like
for a
heroes
movie.
or villains?
I guess I was moving specifically like starting off with just like, you know, the crow. Do you think he grew in any sort of
No,
way?
that's the
No.
most disappointing part.
Definitely
Could
not.
he have?
Yes!
I've been thinking about this.
See, I
What
think it
Tony
makes-
said.
What are you talking about?
Remember how you were talking about how he had to go between like it might have been Steve that
Yeah,
said
I
this.
said that.
Yeah, where he might have to go between like he doesn't want to like kill these people and he has
But-
to like fight within himself
But the problem
about
is-
what's going on with him.
That'd have been
They
interesting.
they eliminated that angle from like the basis of him being the crow. 'Cause,
Yeah,
like,
true.
He
You're
can't
right.
struggle with morality if like his rules are you come back to life to kill four people exactly, and then you go back, and that's it. That's the whole thing.
True. I think
So he
the
would never
format,
be like, I
yeah.
can't do this. If
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm
really
thinking.
what he has
I
to
The
think
do.
format
think
sets itself.
No, but I
sets
think it's
itself up
kind
to
of
fail,
cool.
kinda.
I think it like really sets up. I think it sets itself up for like a cool like one shot like short like
Agreed.
movie type thing. So
Yeah.
like this, it's like that's just like different from a lot of stories that are like
Yeah.
the character going through this plot. I think it's kind of cool if it's like okay, like I'm telling you from the beginning, yeah, these are his morals. This is what
Okay.
he is and is not going to do.
Okay.
And then you get to the end, like that's the same thing. And the movie's like over. It
is
ends
so
quickly.
shit.
But then it just
Like I think that's a cool one shot that like is different from like a lot of movies. And
Yes,
I think
if-
it makes something different.
I think-
I don't think
I-
it necessarily like not having the development makes him like a bad character. I think there's a way you can do it where it could be very interesting.
I see that.
But
being,
how I see it is because he's the main character And because his entire arc is the basis for this entire movie, that if he's just one-dimensional throughout the entire movie, by the end of it, you're like, what's the point?
But
Why did I watch all
like,
this?
Don't like stress the arc so much. Just like maybe just like the story, like what he's going through, like cool shit that happens to him along the way. Like not even necessarily him.
Okay,
'Cause I feel like
guess.
normally in the movie normally when you watch a movie, you watch like, oh, how is this stuff like changing the main character? Like what's the main character going through all that? But this one, it's like not about the main character at all. It's about the other stuff like around him that's going on.
I think that's
okay. Okay.
So here's the thing.
I think it's harder to. I think it's hard to just like shut that off and just like watch it just because like. I don't know, when you watch a movie, like, the satisfaction comes from that growth or, like, from something that's happening. And, like, the movie didn't have that much satisfaction because, one, the character didn't grow. And then the ending, there wasn't really much to it because it was just this unnecessary villain.
To be fair, I think we're giving credit where we don't know credit's due. Like, maybe that was an unintentional way that the movie could have gone. Like, just setting the scene at first. But I think the way, at least, like, I predicted
I
it.
agree with you.
I don't think you would be expected to see the movie as that way. But I think if they went that way, that would be super fucking cool. It's almost
agree.
like a movie about like a tsunami hitting, and the main character is the tsunami.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
And so like death is inevitable. You know everyone's gonna die, but yet the whole movie is just focused on their lives.
That's a great way to put it.
But I don't think that's how The Crow was intended.
No, I don't think so
I don't think it's intended to be that way. Yeah,
up.
that's why I don't buy it.
Yeah, bringing it back to what you said earlier about how like they made him like two separate people, like they made him like the clever and introspective guy. Like, if they get rid of him and just keep the like strong, badass, powerful movie, that's when it becomes a tsunami movie.
Agreed.
That'd be cool.
And also, the setup felt more like it was for like a video game too.
Yeah.
You know, like he's
Yeah.
brought back. You got to kill 4 people.
It's like Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yeah. So it seems like better suited for a video game than a movie, just because that one reason.
The premise, yeah.
Real quick, how do you think they knew the rule about killing the crow?
Yeah.
Because that lady, I think it's because it was supposed to be like because she's so into like those satanic rituals and whatnot.
Yeah,
that she
she
just has
was
the
like,
knowledge.
Gotcha.
Because like the in the beginning of the
I think
movie,
they just kind of put it together.
Well, also because
wasn't
like
really
in the
paying
beginning of the movie, the little girl was presenting the story as like it was once rumored that a crow brings you back to life if you were wronged in a horrible way.
Yeah.
So I think it's like kind of common lore that this lady tapped into.
The main villain didn't have any powers, right?
No.
No.
He
What
just had
was
a
this whole
color.
thing
No,
about
yeah, he
Huff
didn't.
and eyeballs.
I kept
then?
checking it. Every time he was
Yeah.
on screen, I'm like, is he going to do something supernatural?
It
But he
seemed-
never did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it seemed like they were building up to something
Like
like
when he
a
was
big
smoking that eye, I
transformation.
thought he was going to like
he's
shoot
just some-
lasers out of
He's
his
just
eyes.
some common arsonist. Where does he
Yeah.
get the money from?
How
Yeah,
was he?
he seems
I
rich
think
with
he's
his
like
outfits
a
and
movement
shit.
starter, you know? He,
But he said
gets
like,
shit
but
going.
he said,
He's
let's
very
go
wealthy
burn
and-
buildings and make a profit. That's what he said.
Yeah.
How
That's
did
the
he make?
lamest. He's not that cool. He just takes out insurance claims on buildings and then burns them down once a day before
I hope
Halloween.
that's it exactly.
I bet that's it. And
God.
he's just this nerd who amassed this collection of swords and a safe and a hot Asian wife.
Yeah, this guy is
That's
nerdy.
his sister, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that
What was that
weird.
whole shit? It's just like my father's daughter.
Yeah, maybe
That's
it's like
it,
his
that's it,
half-sister.
that's all
You
we
know
know
what
about
I
Eyeball
think?
Girl.
Half-sister.
You know what I think?
What do you think?
I feel like they took this villain and were like, you know what, let's just make him like fucking weird. Let's just make him like weird and have him do all this crazy stuff.
Yeah,
and
he smokes
you know,
an eyeball.
He smokes an
yeah.
eyeball and then he
fucks
just goes,
his
yeah.
Whoa, chill out, Jerry. Let's go for it.
Just to make
kill a
him,
girl with his dick.
and it's like just to make him like intimidating. That's what it seems like.
13-year-olds that come up with the most twisted things they could think of.
Because at any point did him doing any of those things like really seem that believable?
No,
No,
yeah, they didn't give him
They just
power,
put
they
it, they just tossed him in.
Yeah, they just wanted to show that he's like a psycho anarchist. I
Really,
think.
yeah. It was
Yeah.
almost annoying. It was just.
It was annoying, yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
And
it was
especially
also
with
like
the way he
each one was
looked.
trying to one up the last one too.
Yeah.
And with the way he looked, it just pissed me off.
Yeah, he just looked like a douche. He looked like a fucking nerdy douche. Yeah, he just. Yeah, I don't know. This was a weird movie for me.
Absolutely loved it.
Yeah,
It was-
I'm glad I finally saw it.
This was not on my radar at all. I
No,
never
not at
heard
all.
of this movie before. I didn't even know Brandon Lee died.
I knew Brandon. I didn't know Brandon Lee. I knew Bruce Lee had a son and he acted, but I didn't know
Was
that.
that his only son?
I don't know.
I
Is the lead
don't. I'm pretty sure, but I could be
No,
completely wrong.
he has a daughter.
Okay.
Because the
Thank
daughter was.
God.
But that name's gone, dude. What are you talking about?
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
No, the lead name is gone.
No more Lee name.
Yeah, no one else in the world is gonna have the last name Lee.
Not from a martial arts superstar, they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not with his genetics.
No, his lineage is... That's fucked up, dude.
Yeah. Keep the lineage going.
Yeah, there should have been, like, projects to keep him, like, and his
They should have
progeny
They should have cloned his ass.
safe and able to thrive.
We should start a
if
Should
only
have been
Bruce-
cultivating Bruce
They should have
Lee.
kept Brandon Lee's sperm before he died.
The
That's
title
what I'm
of
trying to say, basically.
the title of this video will be "If Only Bruce Lee Went to a Sperm Bank." If
The
only.
Crow review.
Oh my god.
Then we'd get another. Then we'd get Crow 2,
Then we get Crow too.
because it'd be Josh Lee or something.
George Lee.
Damn it. They would have been impeccable.
Okay, Crow. The second Crow movie would have taken place in the United States dubstep era.
Yeah,
That would've
yeah,
been
that would have been
Skrillex
perfect.
Hardcore. Yeah, man, that would have been crazy good.
Eminem would have done the theme song.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Like he did
The
for Venom.
crow, talking about that crow.
He'll make you say no, no, no.
God.
Call,
Hell
bitch.
And the crow. One last chance to wrong my rights, to right my wrongs.
And to wrong my rights.
No, wrong my right sounds like something
protect
the
the
Crow would
knights.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that cop dialogue. That was cool with the Crow.
What?
When?
Remember when he's like the cops aiming at the
Oh.
Crow?
Oh, that was
He's like,
good. That was
"Move
good."
and you're dead.
And he
He's like,
goes,
no, I'm dead.
Josh trying to
"Wow,
escape.
move." Yeah, that was good. I like that.
I could roll
Yeah, I
down
like
the
how
windows.
he walked
Yeah.
around like a clown sometimes.
He
would
did. He
dance.
played off his confidence.
Are you a clown?
Yeah, he
Sometimes.
really no, you're right, Steve. The way he acted, he really made you feel like oh, this guy cannot die. Like he was so confident in the face of
Very
absolutely
confident.
anything that it just made you feel like, oh my god, nothing will kill this character. Like he knows he can get shot in the head, whatever. It doesn't matter. I think that's a cool thing.
Why'd you turn that on?
Because I can't find my keys.
Steve, what was that? Steve just randomly threw his head back and made that noise.
No.
Hey, you're still downstairs?
How would you have gotten in the car, Steve?
Yeah.
Put it together.
I don't know.
Can we turn this fucking light off? It's so bright.
Can someone use their phone flashlight then?
Yeah, sure. Just turn the fucking light off.
Off.
Thank you.
Where are the keys?
It's so sweaty.
Yeah, I'm dripping.
Did you? Are they outside the
Did you
car?
Are
check
they
your
in the
pockets?
ignition?
Oh, sure.
No, it's not in the
Because remember
ignition.
we tried to do the trunk?
You put it in the trunk.
Stupid. Just saying.
Well, the trunk's right here.
Well, we never actually opened the trunk, so that's what would be insane.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It'd be insane.
But insane.
Insane.
Oh, shit, should we pause this?
Nah.
No, let's just keep it going like this.
Did I see that phone flashlight?
Good luck.
What the heck?
Check your pockets.
Check them.
Check your jacket.
I don't have a jacket.
You do have a
hoodie.
jacket.
The hoodie
You have a
will
hoodie
work.
Yeah.
jacket.
Those are the pockets I checked. Sorry to listeners.
No, I do remember. Yeah, you had.
What
the,
is this?
You had your
Block
keys when
up?
You came out here. 'Cause I
Block
remember
up?
You unlocking
What
the,
is
Block
this?
up,
the
dude.
lights.
Block up.
Is this sunblock?
Block up, dude.
I don't know.
Oh, the bagel.
Yeah, I kind of got some crummies on the seat.
Crummies.
I got some crummies on the seat. Where the hell
Looks
are
at-
my keys?
Are you kidding? Did you drop them? Is
Big
it under the
ass hand away
seats?
from me.
Can we pause this?
I don't know. Don't
Oh, are you
delete
editing
it.
my voice? He's
Thank you, Eric Draven.
Greg found his keys.
Thank you, Eric
so thanks, Eric
Draven.
Draven, aka
It
Brandon
was all
Lee,
him. He was looking after us.
aka Freeze the Sperm.
Draven,
Hey,
Draven, look
AKA
around.
hashtag freeze
Something's
the
lost
sperm.
and must be found.
Hashtag Freeze the Sperm.
Okay. Any other thoughts on the film?
Let's see. I think we covered every single point. I can't really think of anything else.
So we're gonna end it right here.
Oh, what did you guys think of the action scenes? That's a good one. Because this is labeled as an action adventure, so.
It was fine. I like the last fight scene
I
with
like the
everyone.
creative ways in which he killed people. I thought
that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there weren't a lot of action scenes as there were he was hunting down these guys, and it was more like horror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is a good way to put it.
Yeah, that
He
last.
would stab people.
I
And
enjoyed
shit.
the
It's like
chase.
He didn't have a chance. It's like he was a monster.
Only
Predator
one
and prey.
tit. Only one tit.
Was there only one tit?
Only one
yeah,
tit.
there was one
The
tit.
dead girl when
yeah.
they turned her over.
But they did a good job with the gore. They didn't
did a good job with
overdo
the
it.
tits, I'd say.
Bad job with the tit.
No,
They didn't
very
overdo the
tasteful
gore
with
in
the tit.
this.
It's just one tit. That's
One
all you
tit.
need in a
That's
horror
all you
movie.
need. All you need in a horror movie. Anymore is just it's
Gratuitous.
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 That's what we call it in the biz. Gratuitous. Yeah, I mean, they were fine,
Yeah,
but
the big battle with the guns.
All the guns and
I
the
love
guys.
that.
That was the best
That
one.
was just so cool because you knew this guy could not die, and because if you're in a gunfight with a guy who can just get shot and then get up and then shoot you, you're screwed. And then that was the situation every single one of them were
that's
at.
why I think
so
that
that's why it
story
looks so
would-
cool.
yeah.
All right. Well, now we are going to discuss the big news.
Okay.
Right?
Any more thoughts on Crow or not?
just give it a final rating. Final ratings.
6 out of 10 is pretty good.
The more we're talking about, the more I'm going to 7. Locking in at 7 out of 10.
I'm gonna give it a heavy 6. Yeah,
6.
like a 6.8.
6 as well.
Mhm.
All right, that gives it a high 6 in our books.
Mhm.
Yeah, average it out.
Could have been way worse, and just by the title and everything,
Could've
I
been way
expected worse.
Yeah.
Dated, mostly more dated.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's good.
Okay.
Do you have a transition to go to this next bit?
Oh, we already kind of.
No, we kind of do. We kind of just hop back into the next.
Yeah,
thing.
we
I don't know.
usually.
It's actually more transition than usual.
Yeah, usually
Yeah,
we
this
just get
is
off.
way more transition.
We
Yeah.
usually.
It's just off topic. There's no transition from movie to
Yeah,
movie.
Mission Impossible 3 podcast. We mostly talked about Batman v Superman.
I brought up how I thought Superman was
Are we gonna talk about it
mischaracterized.
again?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I was feeling stupid.
Spider-Man is out of the MCU. Okay.
That's all you had to say.
That's all you had to say about
No, it's. I
that?
don't
No,
know.
it fucking
I'm not-
sucks.
Yeah, but
Finally, they were hitting their stride with Spider-Man, and it was developed in the MCU, and it was connected to all these people and all these stories, and it was great. And now
I
Sony's
really-
like, "Fuck you,"
well, I
and Disney was
really-
like, "Fuck you back."
I really don't think they're gonna actually straight up completely reboot it.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
I really doubt
I
it.
really don't know. Dude,
That
they
would be
made
insane.
Venom.
That'd
They
be
made
so
Venom.
ridiculous.
They're developing this
couldn't
universe.
no,
there.
I think Tom Holland crossing over with Venom is much more likely.
I don't think it's good. Wait, it's gonna be more likely. What was that?
I think Tom Holland and a Venom cross.
God, you're right.
It's gonna be weird. I don't
Exactly,
really want it,
and
but-
that's
I don't
why
like that.
they would reboot, especially
they're not
since they
gonna-
don't like Tom Holland and they don't like this portrayal of
I don't-
Tom Holland
Spider-Man.
would be.
I never-
I'll show you the fucking articles.
I didn't see. I saw a lot, and it didn't.
I saw plenty of that.
See,
They
that
were-
just doesn't make sense to me because, I get that they would leave because of money. That makes complete sense. And it seems like Disney was the ones that were really screwing them over.
they were the
Disney
ones.
I'm on Team Sony.
I'm on Team Sony too, but at the same time,
Good
I
for
want
Sony for
Spider-Man.
standing up
Yeah,
for
because
themselves.
Disney's
like I
power
heard it was
hungry.
5 to 50%.
Yeah.
It's good that we stand up for these little companies like Sony. That's good.
We're the Robin Hoods.
But
of this
anyways,
age.
So wait, hold on. Why is Sony in the right here?
Because they had a deal worked out. Sony and Disney were I think it was Sony had ownership, but Disney could use the movies, but Disney would get I think 5% of box office sales or whatever it was. It's 5% of something, and then they their deal came up and it was time to negotiate, and Disney's like, okay, well instead of 5, we want 50%.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, they wanted that
And-
much.
Yeah, and then
Sony-
Jesus
Disney's
Christ,
fault,
no.
dude.
and Spider-Man
Sony's
is
so much of a. Spider-Man's so much of a cash cow. It's I feel like
Yeah.
any amount.
yeah.
Surely Disney. That's fucking stupid, especially to put all your marbles in a really profitable character and then end up losing him because you won't budge.
Mm-hmm.
That fucking blows.
Yeah.
That blows.
And like, yeah, Sony Spider-Man is all Sony really has, so of course they're gonna. But the reason why I don't think they will reboot it is because the Amazing Spider-Man movies, like the second one, did not make. It was the lowest grossing one.
Yeah.
And
really?
I think like Far From Home was like the like. I don't know if it was the highest grossing one, but
I don't know, those Raimi films, you can't beat those.
But
Those
I knew
grossed a lot.
well,
Far From Home also probably rode off of Endgame.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I think Far From Home. I saw something that Far From Home had like the highest like opening out of all the movies. So, like,
But think about it though, the other Spider-Man movies didn't get that Endgame assist, you know?
yeah,
Like get
but
people interested in it, right? Like
The
a
Endgame.
month or
but
two before.
that does, but
The
that
Endgame
gives them,
alley-oop.
but that's still,
MCU alley-oop.
but that still is like
Yeah, seriously.
they don't really care about like I just don't buy that they didn't like the take on Spider-Man. Like as long
They
as
did, dude.
but as long as it makes money, then why?
No, but they're completely in like a stalemate. Like they haven't been able to like settle their creative differences for like the past like month or two, I think.
I didn't hear they had like it just doesn't make
It's
sense.
recent. It's still recent. It wasn't like a long running thing. And you know why? It's because Feige, because you know Disney bought Fox, and like Feige's like split between like so many movies and so many different like companies and stuff.
Yeah.
And like they feel like he's shifting his focus like completely from Spider-Man into like all these other things. And then they were like, yeah, we don't like this portrayal, and like Feige doesn't even give a shit now. And then they pulled Feige out completely, and then Disney wanted more money, and then just ties are completely cut now.
Well, they did announce that they're making 2 more with Tom Holland and the same director though. That's like
Did
official.
they?
Yeah.
All right, I don't know if it's official.
Well, they
know.
said. I mean, anything could change, and movies could get canceled all the time. So that's why that's what they said they're doing, and I think that's the smartest way. Like,
Yeah, that's why I said like that's the best case scenario.
If they
Is to still
reboot it.
have Holland on.
Yeah.
They can't do another reboot.
no
But,
one
like,
will see
I don't
it.
know.
No one.
No
Well,
one.
everyone will hate that. Like, no one.
Everyone
that's why
loves
I don't.
Tom Holland, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's why I don't think they're going to reboot it, because that would be they're walking away from a cash cow. Like, get Tom Holland back, regardless. Like,
Yeah. And remember, okay, this is what I wanted to bring up. Remember how they wanted to do that like Spider-Man villains universe thing?
Oh, they're definitely doing something like that now.
Exactly. They're setting
But
that
it's-
up. I can so just see Sony wanting to throw Spider-Man into that mix.
Oh, they're 100% are. They definitely are.
And
I'm just
like
happy
I
to
don't
have
know,
him
I don't
back.
know how Tom Holland fits into that weird ass universe with Venom and whatever else they're gonna do.
I think they're just gonna make a sequel to Far From Home, but it's just not gonna have any of the MCU like elements to it.
But then how
do you
Holland
even-
gonna go in like the Spider-Man villains movie or like exist in a movie with?
Well, I
Venom,
don't.
is what
I just
Sasha's
don't.
saying.
Well, I think it'll just be kind of like they just won't address it and they'll put him into the Venom universe. Like I think
that's gonna look so
gonna be weird.
bad.
but I think that's what
See,
they're
everything's
gonna do.
wrecked, dude.
Then it's
Everything's
like,
wrecked.
at that
I
point, it's like,
can't
why are they
see.
in the same universe if they're never gonna interact.
What do you mean?
You said they're just gonna like put him in the universe and then like.
Oh, I think they'll interact with Venom.
No,
and
they'll
all that.
interact with Venom and stuff. They'll still
I'm
do
saying
that.
they're just to completely forget about all the MCU stuff, and he's just gonna be off.
Oh.
Which I do, but I do kind of like. I wouldn't mind like because I think they did all the MCU connections have been done on like I don't need any more. Like their relationship with Iron Man's over, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like they did everything. They had a movie where they were where he's mentor, and then they had a movie where he's like mourning him. So it's like you've done all you could with that, and I don't want to see another villain where it's like the villain hates Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Like I don't know that they done that twice already, and that's I'm fine with that. And also like the way Far From Home leaves off.
That's why.
Yeah, but I just think it's much more interesting if he doesn't get any help from like Nick Fury or something,
Yeah, I
So that's
agree
why
with
I'm kind of like I don't mind it that much, because if they do that, I think it'll actually work for the better for the movie.
Okay.
And I
I
see what you're saying,
So
but I feel like that's just like I feel like you're just like tricking yourself, because you got to still remember that this is still Sony. This is the same. They made the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. I don't
They
see
made
them.
the Sam Raimi ones, and they made Into the Spider-Verse.
Wait, they made Into the Spider-Verse.
Well, yeah.
Sony did?
Yeah.
Hold on. This is giving a lot of credit to Sony itself. Sony just happened to hire the right team.
Yeah,
of
true.
people, you
But
know?
I'm not gonna say it's not gonna automatically be great because it's Sony. It's not gonna be automatically shit because it's Sony.
Agreed.
That's
But
all I'm
lately,
saying.
I don't know. I'm just looking at Venom. And that's just like, I don't know.
True.
The
They're gonna fuck it up. I
produced
feel like they're
under
gonna fuck it
Sony
up.
lately have probably
Venom
gone through a
knew
lot
what
of
it was
big
doing.
wig decisions.
It
A lot
did.
of marketing.
You and me both
True.
want to believe that, but I don't
No,
think it's
I
true,
do
Tony.
believe it. I believe it in my heart of
What do you
hearts.
believe?
That Venom knew what it was doing.
I don't.
I know. I
I
know I'm
don't.
alone
I
in this
wanna
battle.
believe that.
Explain that a little because
As a
right
fan,
now
I wanna
they
believe
think
this.
they're talking about the plot or something. You need to explain that more.
We think that Venom is.
If
Oh,
you
okay.
guys have seen the movie Venom, it's fucking ridiculous. The movie's insane. Nothing the main character says makes any sense at all. It is a wild, action-packed, zany movie, and I think that is exactly what they were going for. I think they knew what they were doing.
So we want
I
to.
think everybody thinks that the script was written by pieces of shit who didn't give a fuck about this movie, but I think it was well crafted. I think it was. I think they took script writing down to a fucking science with this movie, and they calculated every little mumble, every weird non-response.
Well, that
every
also has a lot to do with the
non-sequitur
acting.
that Tom Hardy gives was planned down to the fucking T, and I don't care who says it wasn't. It was.
I was almost
Look
kind
it
of
up.
agreeing with
Look
you.
it
and
up.
then
See, I want to believe that, and I know Tony really wants to believe that
Oh.
I
too.
do. Hey,
but that's
hey,
not.
Hey,
Let us
hey,
speak, let us
no,
speak.
no, he doesn't get to interject and say what I believe.
I thought you were
believe what-
done. I thought you were done.
Yeah, but you don't get to come in and say this whole spiel.
I
is what
can't. I
want
can't
to
comment
believe. That is
on
what I
what you.
truly
said.
believe.
I don't. What the fuck? You don't know.
No, that what I said was what was
Yeah,
true
keep
in my
going,
heart
guys.
of hearts. Okay, whatever the fuck Sash says doesn't matter. Okay, what I said was true. Continue.
See, I want to believe that, but I don't think that's the case because if this is the same company that made Amazing Spider-Man 1 and Amazing Spider-Man
we just went over
2,
this, why this doesn't.
But I just. I
and
don't-
the
okay,
Sam
and
Raimi.
also,
but they're
okay.
getting the same.
Chill. Give me a
Director.
sec. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Venom. I'm talking about how I don't think it's self-aware. Even though I want to believe that it's self-aware.
And I do.
Because even though like the zaniness and the dialogue and stuff, like it flows with that like, oh, they're probably self-aware like flow thing. But like when you look at the plot is just so brain dead dumb. That I'm like, there's no way in hell that they're self-aware about this. Because if they were self-aware, they might have made a better fucking plot, and they didn't. So I think
That's
it was a
good
complete
point.
accident.
He's making a good point.
Yeah,
Thank you.
That's the biggest piece. If the plot was any more interesting,
Yeah, he kind of crushed you completely. I am 100% with Josh on this.
No, dude, you can't just put a bunch of magic beans in a bag, shake it up, and have that beautiful flow come out. That
You
flow doesn't happen by
absolutely can.
accident.
And now you
Yes,
just
you
make
can.
no
that
sense.
flow,
Accident?
that flow
That doesn't make any
is a well-crafted
What the fuck are you
river,
talking
okay?
about?
he has the same argument. No. It's trash, dude. You're done.
No,
Yeah.
I'm
It's
I'm
trash,
right.
but it's
I
fun,
am right.
enjoyable trash
It's
that
fun,
I
enjoyable.
love.
But exactly.
That I
So
wish
And that's
was
what they
true.
want you to think, and you all do.
And
Why would they
And let
want
me
you to
ask
think
you
that?
guys a
That's-
question.
Because we're talking
Would you
about it.
want?
We're fucking talking about it, aren't we?
Get out of here.
Yeah,
No, let me
we're
just say
making a
this.
fucking podcast. on
Would you
it.
want
They
the
win.
same
They
people?
win.
Would you want the same people that made Venom
That's
to
whoa,
work?
Whoa.
Okay, not the same people.
You don't
but
know
like the-
that.
Okay,
Slow your
but
rolls,
still,
man.
this is
It's
the
gonna
same-
be the same director and
Hey,
same
this
writers.
is this is the same. Okay,
What's your question?
wait, same director?
Shut
Yeah,
up. What's
that's
your
the
question?
Same writers? I don't know about that.
Maybe
I
not
don't
writer,
fucking know
but
about
they
that.
definitely-
Lead producer Kevin Feige is fucking out, and he's what made those movies relevant. Far
But they
From
said
Home
the same
and
director.
Homecoming. But they don't have Feige. He was the creative fucking director.
I think he's talking
Well,
about
the creative
Foggy.
producer, whatever.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely.
Developing a show.
They announced if they announce another Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland, the same director, and it's just continuing it. But
I just don't.
I'll
see a
definitely
good
be a
ending
lot
with
more
this.
worried than I would if it was MCU.
Yeah.
But I don't. I feel like it. But I don't know. I don't.
I don't know. I'm just
I'm
looking
fine
at
with
Sony's
no more
track
Spider-Man
record.
movies, even though it left out a cliffhanger. It just. I don't know. At this point, I just want Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and that's it.
And you know
Honestly.
you know why it's so stupid for Disney to do this? It's because like Avengers ended, and you've lost like Iron Man and like Captain America and all this stuff. And what was your saving grace at this point? It was Spider-Man, because everyone loves Spider-Man, and
Yeah.
everyone has loved these past two movies.
He was going to be at the
Everyone
heart of the
loved
new Avengers. You know?
Exactly.
But
And
I'm
now
kinda
you've
glad-
lost him, and you think you're just gonna go and just gonna be completely fine? Like, do you think people are gonna be way more interested in this Black Widow movie or Shang-Chi and the
That movie
fucking?
looks fucking good.
Yes.
I mean,
but still, you
you
see
never
what
know.
the
These movies
I do see
Doctor
what you're
Strange.
saying,
Do you see
but
what I'm
pop off
saying?
that
Like, why
movie.
would you
Pop
do
off
that?
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi could be dope.
This was
Shang-Chi's
a fuck up on
fucking
Disney.
And if Blade,
Shang-Chi has a movie coming out?
I didn't know who Shang-Chi was before this movie came out.
I didn't
Doctor
either.
Strange, right?
no.
That's Wong, dude.
Fuck.
His name was Shang-Chi.
Oh, if there was a Wong movie,
He's
that'd be
like,
so boring.
for some
that
background,
would be-
like
holy
this,
shit.
like this Shang-Chi. We're not even saying the right name, I don't
Superhero
think.
Who's Shang-Chi?
But he's like the
Shang-Li.
best. Like I think he's like one of the.
Changsby.
Oh, Ang Lee.
Yeah.
Okay, let me finish. Can you let me finish?
Swangby.
I think he's like the best
like
like
the pies
martial
in the
artist in like the Marvel universe or whatever. So I
Hell
think
yeah.
so. It's gonna be like a
Iron
karate,
Fist?
like a very.
Fucking way.
It's
dude.
gonna be like
ew,
a-
This dude
ew,
makes
no,
Iron
it's
Fist
gonna
like a
be.
punk bitch.
It's probably
Ew,
gonna be like a
ew.
good Iron Fist. I feel
Yeah,
like.
don't
Like
even
this
put that in
movie's
the
gonna have
same
some
breath.
solid fights.
Don't even put that in the same
Yeah.
breath.
Oh, I was also thinking, do you guys think they might reboot like Daredevil and that into like a
so-
movie?
Happy.
That's a good way to give the
Give me-
MCU a boost that it needs right now.
I think it'd be interesting
That'd
if
be
they
cool. That'd be cool.
and to separate. I think it'd be because there was Fox had an idea for Daredevil where it was gonna be set in the 70s,
That's cool. That's the vibe I get.
and I'd love if they did that for the MCU. I think that'd be pretty cool
Yeah. Oh my god.
and make it different. I think
Yeah, if the MCU picked up a 70s Daredevil.
I'd love
movie,
and make a 70s like team up Luke Cage,
Oh yeah,
Iron
just do a whole
Fist.
70s thing?
Yeah.
A 70s MCU?
that'd be great.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I'd love it if they did that. But
That'd be sick.
yeah, I've just been thinking more and more
more
lately.
like fun stuff that they can do now or should do. I think.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way they're gonna retain their like if they just do a lot of one-off shit like into the multiverse, explore an idea about a character and like the world, and I think
That's
just do
what
that
made it-
Yeah, you
one-offs.
can't just do like another build up to another big fight.
I don't think they are.
We're,
That's
we're,
not gonna work.
Doesn't
we're
seem like they
Thanos
are.
out. Give us like 8 years.
Yeah, I mean, I think the next big
10
thing,
to build the first one.
the next big thing, would definitely be X-Men or Fantastic Four related.
I'm done
Maybe.
with Fantastic Four.
That's
yeah,
what,
man,
I
they-
just I
think
would
they
they're
could-
gone,
X-Men,
bro.
absolutely. I've been wanting that
I
for
just
so
feel like
long.
the character like the fan base is grown that like they could bring out one of like the lesser known or like less
No.
popular.
Shang-Chi.
I don't think so. I
Yeah,
don't think so.
Shang-Chi.
I don't think so.
they
You know
are.
why?
Oh,
I know
really?
they're doing that, but I don't think that's gonna work because
Oh, I
when you
think it'll
have
work.
big names like
Guardians of
Iron
the
Man
Galaxy.
and like especially after the Impact
Iron
Guardians
Man
of the
was
Galaxy.
not a big name before the first movie, though.
Okay, I don't give a shit. I'm saying the name that those characters made for themselves
Well,
throughout
they're
this
trying to make
entire
more
run.
names, you know.
But
Yeah,
I
they
don't think
made
it's gonna
12.
work.
So you're gonna-
I don't think it's gonna work.
Well, they probably
how
don't.
are you gonna be able
I
to?
completely disagree. I think
Yeah.
they would fall into a hole, and I think they would have immediately like, if they just relied on the same characters, I think that's when they would go
Oh.
downhill.
No, that's
those
not the point I'm
movies.
trying to make.
Fuck.
I'm saying like you can't top the characters that have already been made and the storyline that you've already set up.
I think that's
and
too soon.
diving
Well,
into
it's
these
said the same
little
before.
I think it's too soon.
and diving into these like littler characters like Shang-Chi or whatever is not gonna like have people have the same enthusiasm that they
disagree.
did
Yeah, I don't know. I
pre-Endgame. I don't know.
disagree
I don't
as
think
well.
that's gonna happen. I don't, especially
People-
after you've
If-
seen the Marvel formula so many times up until
But
now.
this is their
I
chance
can't
to
see.
really change it up though.
Yes.
But will they do that?
I could
Will
see
they
it.
do that? I
They
don't
have
know.
to make
I
us
don't.
ca-
I don't think
They
so.
have
I
to
think-
make us care.
I think the people behind these movies are very smart. Like they've gone for
Agreed.
so
they
long.
probably know
They
that if
lost
keep doing
Spider-Man.
the
What are you
same
talking
movie-
about?
That's different.
Not them.
It's not
the
the
creative
writers that
director.
Oh, the
that
writers.
deal.
Okay. I'm saying the people behind.
And even
MCU.
Kevin
I would
Feige,
like to lose our most important piece in this game.
and even Kevin
Don't worry about the script,
Feige
but get rid of them.
clearly, he knows what he's doing. He's,
Well, he left Spider-Man.
but he's still like the reason
Abandoned
why
He is. He is a good creative.
They
Yeah.
abandoned
all
our
the
hero.
movies worked. I
Explain
mean,
that.
yeah, I don't know. I'm not that. I think it happened at the right. Like if this happened before Endgame,
Oh,
like if we just
fuck.
got Civil War and Homecoming, that would have really
Oh
sucked.
yeah,
That
no.
would've sucked.
It happened at the right time.
'Cause at
if
least
there
we
was
got
a right
kind
time.
of a decent conclusion. Because at least we ended
With
Iron
two
Man's
really good
and
movies.
Spider-Man's relationship
I gotta watch
perfectly.
that.
So, I don't know. I'm fine. It's I don't ever need another Marvel movie again because just Endgame was so satisfying.
Exactly. And see, I know
Yeah.
people are gonna have that same mentality. So when you show up with new Avengers, no
True.
one's gonna be interested
Oh
in
no,
that.
no, I know. Yeah,
I
New
don't
Avengers.
Think New Avengers are
Seriously,
gonna work.
like-
No, I completely
No, but
agree
that's
with
what
you
I'm
on
saying.
that.
They can't do the same thing where it's like just the same story, like
Yeah.
a bunch of heroes build up to fight a big bad guy.
Mhm.
Like they
It's
can't
not
keep
gonna
doing
work.
that.
They
And that would any way they do that would be
I'm
like
still-
a new Avengers.
I do, but I what makes me more excited is the new characters, you know? Like, I don't want to, there's
I
not...
don't give a fuck what the Hulk's doing anymore.
Yeah. And...
He served his purpose.
Yeah.
Oh, but Captain Marvel, they're probably going to still keep going with that.
They didn't announce one, though.
True. They didn't announce one.
They did or didn't?
They didn't. But all I just want is
You
Guardians...
guys are saying did. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
But, I mean, they didn't... there's a lot of, like, movies that are, like, kind of up in the air.
Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, that's what I really need.
Yeah, that's...
Something big's gotta happen.
Because Spider-Man's gone. That's the only,
the
like,
big-
existing thing
I
that
just
they
know
have.
that one's gonna be...
Well, wait. So, Thor's aboard the ship, right?
Yeah, but they announced a Thor movie.
Yeah, they announced
Yeah.
a Thor movie.
I don't know how that's gonna all...
Thor one I'm pretty excited for. Same
Me
director.
too.
I think it's gonna be fun.
I'm glad
Yeah, it's the
they're
same director
keeping
from Ragnarok, right?
Taika Waititi.
And the only reason why, which Hemsworth is he, Liam?
Chris.
Is he Chris? Yeah. The Chris Hemsworth said that like the only way he would stay on as Thor after Endgame is if he had the same like director,
So if you got to French
and if they had a good like script and a good like story.
That's what
Yeah, like Ragnarok was a fun
And he read
adventure.
it for the new one, and he sold on it. So I have no reason to believe that it wouldn't be good.
I
you
think
know?
Thor is the new face of the MCU.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think he's the
Absolutely.
face.
I think he will be now. Cause
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
Spider-Man's gone. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe.
They've got to
maybe.
push. I mean, like, that's
And-
got to land hard.
and he has the star power and talent to pull it off. He's
Mm-hmm.
Loki's
great.
back for a little conflict.
yeah.
Oh,
We'll see
yeah.
how that is.
Let's talk about this. They're doing the shows.
Yeah, if I hear
They're
they're
doing-
good, I'll check them out. But if I hear they're okay, I'm not.
They're doing a
Hawk.
Hawkeye show.
What?
Yeah, no, we talked about this.
At least
WandaVision. And
They are like 6 episodes, so at least it's not like
A miniseries?
Yeah, so
It's
Starring,
just a
like,
mini series.
starring like
So.
Jeremy Renner.
yeah, and his
Jeremy Renner's passing the torch to this new chick who's gonna be
Yeah.
Hawkeye.
I don't know. I'm not that interested, but if I hear it,
There's a
They
Loki
only made
Loki
Hawkeye
show.
interesting because of his family. Other
Yeah.
than that,
Yeah.
like,
I
he was
completely
very
agree.
close to being a really bad character.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
he
you-
needed
Very
that
close.
family thing to tie him
Very
in.
He
close.
needed that family when he was down there picking him up.
And his, like, sense of, like, vengeance, but, like, oh my god, after Avengers 1, I was like, he's
Oh
the
yeah,
worst.
he's the worst.
There's no way he's gonna last.
It's terrible.
Terrible.
They should make that little miniseries where, like, he hands it off to the girl, and then both of them fucking disappear, and we never hear from that again. But, like, just
Maybe.
give Hawkeye, like, a little bit of a satisfying ending. I think that'd be good.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
a good path for them to really fail is if they make the shows too important.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's when they get too ahead of themselves.
And I feel like there's a good chance that they will.
Maybe,
you know why?
yeah.
Because they're pushing the streaming service so
Yeah.
hard. They want the streaming service to work out so much, and I know they're putting all their eggs into this one basket. I
They've
know
gotta
for
have a
sure.
lot of
Because they
content
cut
on
ties
there.
with Netflix, they cut ties with all these people to make the streaming service work, so it's got to work for them, and they'll
I'm
do whatever
curious
they
how
want.
that's gonna work, because, like, since they own a lot of stuff, I wonder if, like, once that streaming service drops, it's gonna be like, bam, all your favorite shows from NBC, bam, all your favorite shows from CBS.
Interesting.
Like,
I don't
I
think
feel
so,
like that'd
though.
be a fucking crazy drop, and then they'd be like $20 a month,
Oh.
and it's basically cable, and you'd be like, well,
Oh shit, that's like a Black Mirror twist.
Yeah.
on the day the Disney streaming service like drops,
We go all the way
the
back to cable again.
all the cable channels like just go dead.
But I don't know if that would happen, just because I feel like Disney wants to keep this shit exclusive.
Dude,
And Disney
Disney's gonna
exclusive.
sell
I just don't
cable.
think most families are gonna want to shell out whatever it turns out to be, like $10 a month, $12 a month.
I don't
just
know,
for
because
Disney
Disney's got a
stuff?
lot now. So.
Star Wars,
Cain
Marvel.
killed Abel and Disney
every-
killed Cable.
That's the bio for
That's
this
awesome.
one. That's good. That is good.
That's really
Holy
good.
shit, that's good.
Disney killed Cain.
Say it again in case the listeners didn't.
Yeah, repeat it once more.
I said, Cain killed Abel and Disney killed Cable.
Yeah, I'm really starting to hate Disney.
Yeah,
They're
same.
doing some fucked
They're
up
so-
It makes you a little nervous.
seems
It's like
so
they're like
evil.
a cat like playing around with the smaller companies. Like they
And
really
yeah.
got them. They're just like,
Yeah, they're not satisfied. Like,
oh, they're
there's,
monsters.
and I think it's so likely that Disney's just gonna be like, "Fuck you" and buy Sony. Like, I just
No, I don't think they're gonna be able to
Dude,
do
that
that.
I don't think
So
they have buy
baller.
Sony money.
Sony's
I don't
they don't have
know.
Sony money. Sony's gigantic.
Oh, that's true. The Japanese,
The Japanese, come on,
electronics.
tech.
Yeah, Japanese.
Okay.
I don't think they
Those
would ever
TV
sell out
and those
to-
electronics are like some of the most popular.
You're right. I didn't think about that. Didn't
And
think of that.
PlayStation. They own PlayStation.
Oh yeah, what?
Because when they bought Fox, that's just movie studio and then like news and like
exactly.
TV.
That's why
They
it worked
do
with
They
their
don't branch out anymore.
No,
other
they
than
can't buy
entertainment.
Sony. They wish they can buy Sony.
That's a good point. I did not think about that.
Mhm.
But God, like, yeah.
Maybe they probably
It's
won't.
a little too freaky that we're like rooting for Sony as the smaller company. that was too funny. It's like, God damn, Disney's just huge.
It's
so
expanded to that
big.
point.
Sony seems so small in terms of their movies and stuff.
I wonder. So like, I wonder in the terms of this negotiation. I wonder if like the higher ups were kind of like, no, don't push. If we don't get him now, we'll just build up our money and get him back in 5 years. No worries.
Scary,
I bet they don't give a shit
Yeah.
because they're making so much money. They'll just be like, we'll get him.
Damn.
Well, by the
Dude, is that their game plan? If that's their game plan, I'm scared.
By the
It's
time
not their game plan. They're just like confident that they're just like, we will get him back.
They have like a tip jar for just like save Spider-Man money. That they just putting all their movie profits into.
God damn.
once Mulan
and they made
comes
it in
out,
3 days.
we are secure.
Oh my god.
Once Mulan comes out, we fucking got him.
You got him by
After
the ball.
opening weekend, we're set.
Did you hear about them? The people protesting the Mulan.
Mulan?
Yeah, and I'm sure they have
So,
a good
I
point.
didn't know there was a new Mulan.
The
Yeah.
actress who plays
She's not
Mulan,
Asian. She's white.
live
She is
action?
Asian. She's Chinese. And
Uh-huh.
Is
yeah,
it
it's
live
live action.
action?
Yeah, it's live action.
Yeah, live action.
Okay.
And she actively supported the police in Hong Kong for their brutality, citing that basically it's like you
That's
get what
not
you
what I
ask for, and considering all the huge amount of political unrest and like human rights violations, many countries have
Steve, I
almost,
zoned out.
No, I'm in it.
Yeah, I'm
Speak
in it.
closer to the mic.
many countries like South Korea as a whole, like most of the population basically came out and said like, fuck you, we are not seeing that movie, and Disney's in hot water because this Mulan actress
What's
did
her
that
name?
flabber fucking gob. I don't know.
I thought that was her name.
That was
Flabber
good.
Fucking gob.
I was like thinking about it for a second. Flabber.
Mulan and Blue Lives Matter go hand in hand.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's raining.
Yeah, okay.
The keys are there. The keys are there. The keys are there. Just put your hand in there.
Lose the keys with the fucking windows down. That's pouring.
That's
Oh my
terrifying. Now I know they're here.
There you go. See?
Oh my gosh.
You
I'm
questioned
sure they
it.
were in the same spot.
They were in the cup holder actually instead. That would have sucked if we couldn't find them and it started aggressively pouring.
My window's now rolled
Too bad
up.
we're not near a house or anything.
Sure, but my car will be like fucked up.
Oh, that would.
Yeah, too bad some of us think of other people.
Yeah.
Themselves.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I thought that was our main concern, was that we would get wet.
No,
I'm
man.
being concerned.
My
with
ride.
Greg.
My
Greg's
Honda
ride.
Fit.
My Honda Fit.
You gotta stop touching my shoulder, man.
I'm-
I was trying to ignore it for
I'm
the
just-
pod, but you gotta stop with that shit.
I just want to get real close. Real close.
Do you think Disney will ever buy Warner Brothers?
Oh, yeah.
I can
Tomorrow.
maybe
I
see
can
that.
everything tomorrow.
Just the thought of Disney owning Bugs Bunny makes my fucking skin crawl.
Sick. It makes me sick.
Makes me want to vomit.
I agree.
It's just so
That's
little,
not right.
There's so little in
Seriously.
the ways of stopping them. You know what I mean?
Yes, there's nothing we can do.
Like, and that's the thing, it's entertainment. It's not fucking like oil moguls and shit. So
Yeah.
no one's seeking out the corruption of Disney execs, because I'll bet their hands are
But
up
it
most,
isn't-
Wait.
you know, Congress people's ass when it
But
comes to
there's
voting
still-
on some legislation.
It still is like a genuine problem because so
They're
many
gonna
people.
spread from entertainment, dude. They're gonna start taking over
Uh,
the oil mines. They're
Dude,
gonna
if
take
they
over
get
the
Sony,
nuclear power
if they
plants.
get Sony, they'll take over technology.
Technology?
And then
Why
from
would they own
technology,
some-
they'll get into the fucking military somehow, and it just goes all downhill from there.
But I do think it's a genuine problem right now because so many
They're the
people
next
are losing their
regime.
jobs.
They're the next Reich. Sony's the, or not Sony, Disney. Disney. We
Disney,
see you.
we see you.
No, that's not good. They're trying to enter
Oh.
a new Reich, dude. We gotta stop
Oh,
them in their
boy.
tracks.
Yeah,
I think we have to take them down somehow.
that'd be cool.
How
Before we get cable again.
I'm not going back to fucking cable, dude. No. So
No
we are
cable
stopping
for
Disney.
me.
Yeah, fuck no, man. I'm not having that shit. Fuck you, Disney.
You can't make me watch cable.
You can't make me watch cable, and you can't make me watch
Stupid
Mulan.
idiot.
And you can't make me watch Mulan.
I don't know. Oh yeah, those remakes I'm getting real sick of.
Yeah,
Jesus
It's like-
fucking
For
Christ.
for-
I get it. It would look different with people.
Oh,
That's it. I
stop
fucking
it,
understand.
please. Jesus, every.
Make a
Any
new
of you-
fucking movie. Make a new fucking movie. You
You're
idiot.
Disney. You can afford it, okay? You're gonna
Hire a young mind. Hire a young mind who's got nothing to lose.
Hire a
Pump
young-ass
something out.
mind.
Pump out a passion project
It's just
every
so-
now and then.
oh.
They own our childhood. They can sell it to us in whatever way we'd like.
And I'm not
most of
buying
us-
it anymore.
Most
I'm
of
not
us
fucking
will.
buying it
I
Most
anymore.
of
haven't-
us will.
I have not seen a single one of those Disney remakes, and I don't
So
plan
nobody
on
saw-
it.
Maybe that's how we take down Disney. We don't touch Disney. We touch our friends and we touch our family.
Get them
and
to
we
stop
get them
going
to
to the
stop
movies.
buying fucking Mulan remakes and new Jungle Books and new fucking Lion Kings, and we cut off their money supply. We choke out the snake from the
Yeah,
bottom.
no more MCU movies, no more Star Wars
MCU,
movies.
no
I'm
more
sorry.
Star Wars, no more Mickey
I got
Mouse,
enough Star Wars
none.
I don't
movies.
know,
I
I
got
feel
enough
like-
MCU movies.
To be fair,
Crumble
Disney.
the empire. Crumble the
Crumble
empire.
the empire.
Hashtag this, crumble the empire.
I think Disney's fucking up with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Not for me, because I like The Last
Starting to fight
Jedi.
a war on multiple
But
fronts.
just to see, like, I feel like everyone's seen what Disney does,
Mulan
and they've
and
seen
Star
what they've
Wars.
done to Star Wars right now.
Yeah.
And I feel like people aren't gonna be that enthusiastic about Star Wars anymore going forward.
Once this trilogy finishes,
Yeah,
they have to
after-
wait a long.
Yeah,
Long ass
they did
time.
say they're not making any more Star Wars movies for a while after Episode 9, which
Oh,
I think
okay.
While better
there you
be
go.
like
That's the
5 years
smartest-
That's
at
good,
least.
because
I
no
hope.
one's gonna see any other
Smartest
anthology
move.
film or any other
Smartest
bullshit
move.
that you pump
Yeah,
out.
I don't really want an Obi-Wan movie.
I don't.
They keep
Just
talking
tell
about
more,
that.
Tell different stories.
It's
Yeah.
just
I don't care about this plotline. anymore.
yeah, because
I
I've
don't.
Yeah.
seen enough Jedi's in hiding. Like that's been done a million times now.
Let's do it. Let's do a bodacious. Let's do a big brash Jedi. I'm sick of them always being so sneaky and shit. Let's have a Jedi that's just out there, man.
And also, it makes
I
that
want a Jedi showing his face to kids and shit. I'm sick of those Jedi's always hiding. We get it. You're a sneaky people. Are any of you not fucking sneaky? It's annoying.
They're like,
Shoot a gun.
they're like,
Yeah, why can't there be a Jedi that likes to shoot guns?
that'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
That's what I'm talking about.
But also, like, it makes Order 66 look a lot less like they're
I
killing all
don't
the
fuck about
Jedi.
Order
Suck my
66.
dick. That's what we call
Order
them.
66 can suck my dick, yes.
Order
Order
66
66
can suck my dick. Order 66 can suck my dick.
Hashtag that, you fucking
Oh, I'd love
pigs.
it. I'd love to re-edit New Hope
I
where
fucking hate anyone who's listening to
Luke-
this right now.
Okay.
What, sorry, what did you say, Luke Cage?
no Luke sees Obi-Wan. He's like, "Are you Jedi?" And he's like, "Yeah, Order 66 can suck my dick." And Luke doesn't know what that means.
But
he's just
soon
like,
he
"Whoa."
understands.
But he feels it through the force.
He's like, "Holy shit, man, you're right." He says along with him, and so does C-3PO.
R2's in the bag now.
What's he saying, C-3PO? I'm saying Order 66 can suck my dick. And then the chant
No,
starts
it's
over
the first
again.
time R2D2 talks. He speaks perfect English. Order 66
Can suck my dick. Yeah,
That
but
R2.
but it does it like they're killing all the Jedi, and then there's just so many that have survived. It's like, okay, come on,
They didn't do a very good job.
that makes Luke seem like, of course he survived.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I don't like that.
There's just something missing.
You guys heard, related to
It's
Star Wars.
George.
Have you guys heard all the hype about like how cool Galaxy's Edge is at
What is that?
Yeah,
Disney World?
I've heard some.
No. I don't
Yeah.
know what it is.
At Disneyland, I think.
I'd
It's this
I
new
will-
portion of the park called Galaxy's Edge, and it's built to look like a smuggler's den, and it's really immersive. And like there's like patrols walking around. You have to carry around like a data pad, and like it's just like this really cool immersive experience that people have been rating super duper highly. But it's in like test. You have to like buy a ticket, and you only get like 4 hours in the park. And then when your time is up, like stormtroopers come around, and they're just like your
Bag you
passport
up.
expired or something. Like they kick you out of the park. It's kind of cool.
I would kill to go there. I mean, that'd be amazing. I would.
Really cool.
I'd be over the moon. But I have heard like stories that would take me out of the immersiveness. Like I heard they just treat the employees really bad.
Yeah.
Like, they're-
No, I've
so
heard
that, I
so
think-
many stories about like Disney employee. And
So
their
that could
shitty
really
experience.
that'd be the main thing to take me out of it. Like just like they're like all doing this act like, "Hello, young Padawan." I'm like, I feel so bad for you, man.
Yeah.
It's okay. You don't have to keep up the act.
Let's just go
Yeah,
get coffee.
let's just talk
Let's
to
just
people.
talk.
Like, yeah, I've heard they get like in trouble if they're not speaking a certain. Like, I heard it's really rough. But I
Blow Disney up.
yeah, blow. Okay. No.
Yeah. Whoa, wait.
No. No.
Get that hashtag going. You
Oh,
fucking idiot.
Blow
Jesus
Disney
Christ. We're all dead. We're all fucking dead.
Even if we don't post it, you understand they have the recording now.
Oh, we are
God.
Disney's coming to my front door.
We gotta act tomorrow. We gotta...
Hello, is there a Padawan here by the name of Sean? We sense the disturbance in the force.
And we have to take you in.
That would
Is your
be
son in
so
possession of any
baller.
thermal detonators?
Oh, God.
No.
They connect all their police investigators to stormtroopers.
Oh boy, Shosh is gonna get frozen in carbonite.
Oh, shit.
He's just in a running position, frozen. He tried to book it.
Oh boy. All right.
On that note, I think...
Yeah. Good job, everyone.